Soldier Boy is based on a true story of the world's youngest soldier. Spoilers ahead. Let's see what happens in this movie. The movie begins with a happy mother spending time with their two sons by the river. One of her kids, Sergei, climbs up a tree and plays up there, and suddenly a German fighter jet flies over their head. The mother is nervous and asks Sergei to climb down and hide, but Sergei says it's fine and shoots the plane down with a slingshot. The plane explodes and Sergei is super happy, but his family is not there when he looks down. Suddenly he wakes up from his dream and someone's knocking at the door. He opens the door and the woman comes in to tell him the unfortunate news. His brother and his mother are both dead. Sergei does not believe the woman and wants to wait for his mother, but all of a sudden we see some German soldiers. The woman sends Sergei out of the window and she gets shot and dies before going out the window herself, so Sergei is on his own. He runs towards the forest, his house burning in flames behind him. He runs and calls for his mother, but her mother, being dead, doesn't respond. He sleeps at the forest, and the next day, while he's drinking water from the river, he hears some soldiers. He hides in a tree and sees a snake. But German soldiers are scarier than reptiles, right? The soldiers eat by the river, and when they're done, Sergei goes there and eats what's left of their food. He wanders in the woods again, and his shoes and his clothes are all torn apart. He starts to eat some berries and suddenly a bomb falls behind him. The shockwave gets to him and he starts to hallucinate and see someone. He even yells that he has a gun. Finally, he falls unconscious in the middle of the forest. Two soldiers find him and fortunately for him, they are Russian. We see Sergei brought to a Russian army base and there, Commander Kuznetsov is in charge. The boy is scared and the soldiers tell him that they are on his side. So, Sergei introduces himself and everyone is shocked of how manly this little boy is, and they give him water and food. They take Sergei to the infirmary and the nurse, Katya, take care of his wounds. Even there he acts tough and asks the nurse to draw a tank on his stomach. He says that he wants to be a soldier when he grows up. Every wounded soldier there laugh and have a great time seeing Sergei talk. The commander comes in and talks to Sergei and talks to him about the medals and wars, but he is worried that Sergei is in danger, being in a war zone. So when Katya asks the commander to allow Sergei to stay with others because everyone is happier now, he wants Sergei to be taken to an orphanage where he is safe. When people hear this, they get truly sad, but the commander is strict. The following day, the enemies attack and many soldiers get wounded, and at the end of the day, a vehicle comes to take Sergei away. The commander talks to him and tells him about the attack, and suddenly, Sergei breaks into tears and hugs the commander, saying that he is worried about his safety. The commander changes his mind and allows Sergei to stay. Everyone is thrilled that Sergei is not leaving, and they even prepare a small military costume for the small hero. When the commander wakes up and gives him the clothes, Sergei is flying over the moon. The next day, Sergei runs around the field in his costume and the other soldiers call him Little Soldier Boy. But unfortunately for them, the enemies had plans of a heavy attack that day. They start bombing the Russian base and Sergei is taken to a safe shelter. As time goes by, the number of injured soldiers grows and Sergei wants to be useful, so he brings the wounded soldiers water. One of the soldiers, an old man, is injured and he cannot see, so he asks Sergei to read him his letter, but Sergei, being 6, don't know how to read yet. He describes the letter in his tiny cute voice with made-up words, and the old man and all other soldiers laugh and love what's going on, so even others give their letters to Sergei to read for them. Then we see the commander and Katya talking to each other, and it's obvious that they like each other, but they are too Russian to express their feelings. The commander then takes Sergei for a walk and talks to him about the day, and they arrive at the base which was destroyed by the attack, and the commander teaches Sergei how to respect by taking off his hat. The next day, Sergei asks to go on his first real and official mission, so he is handed some letters to deliver to the soldiers. The little boy even makes a soldier dance for him. The following day, he goes a bit further from the base and with his binoculars, he sees a foot moving inside the haystack. He rushes back to the base immediately and reports it. The Russians go to check what's happening and capture 2 German soldiers spying on them. Sergei is praised for his intelligence, and even the commander shows him some papers that says that he adopted the little man. Sergei wants to repay the man's kindness, so he takes him to talk to Katya and tell her about his feelings because he knows that his father likes her. Unfortunately, they see Katya talking to another man, and Katya holds a bouquet of flowers in her hands. Their base is again attacked by enemies, and this time, Sergei brings ammunition to soldiers in front line. One of the soldiers tells him that it's too dangerous and asks him to return to the base, and when he arrives there, finds everyone anxious because the radio does not work and they can't ask for backup. The commander sends a soldier to fix the wires, and Sergei goes after him. Unfortunately, the soldier gets shot, but Sergei follows his instructions and fixes the wire. The radio works again and the backup comes to aid. Then we cut to the lovebirds again, and this time the commander confesses his feelings to Katya and asks her to be Sergei's mother. The moment that she wants to give her answer, a soldier interrupts with a letter in hand. The letter says that the commander is dispatched from that base to another. The following day, all the soldiers move toward their new base, and on their way, they are surprised by minefield and some of the soldiers get wounded. Anyways, they keep going and arrive at the new base, and the commander's superior is there, the general. He is surprised by how much of an alpha Sergei is. The general honors him and everything looks great until one night, their base is attacked again, and the commander is in grave danger because he's stuck. Sergei gets help and saves the commander, injuring his hands. The platoon goes toward the new base, and Sergei goes with them too. It is said that Sergei participated in other battles with his newfound family. This was a recap of The Soldier Boy, which came out in 2019. It is a Russian movie about the world's youngest soldier in World War II. Make sure to subscribe for more recaps. Thanks, goodbye.